Hello and welcome to Dr. Ma's Retro Elixir, where we talk about the past, try to relate it to today, and hopefully we learn something along the way. And today we're going to talk about Eclipse Comics, Tales of Terror in particular. This was an anthology series, think EC Comics, think House of Mystery, things like this. But as you can see from the cover, if you can see it, it's hard to see here. It is for mature readers. So, but this was done in 1985. And if you're not familiar with Eclipse Comics, they were founded in 1977 by Jan and Dean Maloney, and they were one of the first companies to actually give the creators royalties based on their work. In 1986, they had a flood, which really kind of put a damper on things, so to speak, but I don't know if they actually fully recovered from that. And they did end up going out of business, I believe, in 1994. Todd McFarlane ended up buying up the rights to a lot of the stuff. So, but the stories I've heard about Eclipse Comics, a lot of the creators that worked there really enjoyed working there. And the cool thing about this is a lot of early work from different creators that you may know. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about the first 4 issues. I'm just going to briefly talk about, and I might dive into a few, parts of stories in these, but so this is the first issue, and I will say all of them have like great covers. So as in with most anthologies, you're gonna have a lot of different art styles and different writers, but the covers are all just incredible for the most part. And this particular issue has work from Steve Bissette, who you might know from Swamp Thing, Mark Wheatley, Bill Ray, and Steve Olaf, who's a colorist that's has done tons of things. But the one in particular I'm going to talk about in there is just this one, which is kind of your standard vampire story. And some of them are like that. Some of them are just your kind of standard monster stories that you would see. You can see the artwork there. So for the most part, these are going to be spoiler free reviews because I'd like people to actually check these out. But this is the one from Mark Wheatley, and if you're not familiar with his art, I do enjoy it. It's very, very cool looking. But yeah, so I don't think there's anything else in this particular issue that really stands out. But just your standard kind of horror stories. I will say too, some of the subject matter in these are pretty heavy. And we'll kind of talk. I mean, the one story in here, includes domestic abuse and things. So, but they don't shy away from anything. They talk about it all. Well, let's talk about issue number 2 here. Another great cover. This has a story, Chuck Dixon in it that I'm actually gonna go through because it's pretty short, but there's a great kind of horror shot there. Reminds me of some of the old EC stuff, but this is a great quick. It's only 2 pages, but I found it very amusing. You see this guy out, looks like an assassin, and he's got the shot lined up on this woman and her, you're not sure who, but in the car. He takes the shot with the silencer, Um, and you can see the shot kind of nicks off the seat there and misses. And so looks like he doesn't want to get caught. Police end up showing up saying, hey, you know, what are you doing parked out here? He puts the gun away, goes back home. He's sitting there watching TV or whatever, and his wife comes home and says, miss me, honey? And he says, sure did. I thought that was hilarious. So it's good stuff. Some more anthology stuff in here that you would expect. This one's actually about school prayer. Well, school prayer. It's about religion. So that one's actually pretty cool. And then this one here, A Fine Head on Her Shoulders, another kind of standard horror story, but you know, with a twist. So that was a good one. Number 3, Tales of Terror. Another great cover. Very Marilyn Monroe. I think that's who that's supposed to be, but this one has this story here by Gray Morrow, who you might know his artwork from a lot of other like horror comics. The thing I liked about this was it's a story about Frankenstein, and I'm looking at the art and I'm like, how did these guys not get sued for this? But apparently they didn't. So I mean, that just kind of looks like the Universal Frankenstein. And from what I've heard, this is the thing that kind of they have a trademark on, where you know, once you start putting the bolts in the neck, I don't know if it's the shape of the head too, but you know, you could get sued for that. So that's why a lot of the other Frankenstein movies don't have that. Quick shot of this, just a different kind of art there. And that's why I said the cool thing about these is that they didn't, you know, they kind of let these guys do what they wanted to do, and you got all different results. We'll look at number 4. Like I said, another great cover. Number 4 has some more stuff with Gray Morrow. Bruce Jones did a number of the stories on these, and Tim Truman, who's a big Eclipse guy. I just like the artwork in this. That's Gray Morrow as well. So that's the first story, Last Laugh. But I'm going to go on to this story, which is kind of a, you know, I don't know, kid and his scarecrow. So he's out talking about Bubby is the scarecrow out in the field, and it's kind of like his friend or whatever. And these just monsters come out of nowhere and start attacking the kid, and the scarecrow's having none of that. So he ends up saving them, and of course, you know, the adults aren't going to believe him, and never knew what happened. So, but I thought that was a nice, quick little story there too. I'm going to go on to this. This is Bag Limit. This is another kind of standard murder horror comic. So anyway, that is Tales of Terror 1 through 4. I got another video coming. I'm going to do 5 through 9. There's some more great stuff in here, but I would say if you get a chance to grab these, I actually grabbed these at my local comic store for $1 a piece, which to me was a steal. So like I said, you get a lot of that early work by some of these great creators, and if you like horror, then these are for you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future ones. You can see me on YouTube, Odyssey, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are in the description.